What's better than a free table on Marketplace? When the seller delivers it to you. How sweet, right to my studio. After cleaning the table with white lightning and rinsing, I start scraping the top of this piece. It'll save me some time sanding, and I think it'll be relatively easy. And I was right, it does go pretty quickly. In case you're wondering why I would clean a piece before I sand it or scrape it, it's because the larger particles of dirt will get embedded into the wood and perhaps damage it even further if you don't clean it first. But then you have to clean the dust particles off when you're done with this process as well. I think this is a maple wood. It's very pretty grain underneath and a nice kind of caramely color. So I'm sanding and I'm not getting any results. It's at this point that I realize it works much better if you put the actual piece of sandpaper on the pad. Much better. I went right for an 80 grit and then I switched down to a 180 grit. I know you're supposed to go gradually, but I was kind of in a hurry with this one and I figured I would be okay since it was solid wood. Now I'm just wiping all the dust off of the piece from the sanding. I'm using a mister bottle to get the remaining off. Plus, I'm going to do a little stain on the top here. So this kind of gives you an idea what your stain will look like, except mine's going to be a little bit lighter. So in most cases that'll work. But also it kind of plumps up the grain in the wood. So it kind of helps your wood accept the stain a little bit better. So I'm using Dixie Belle's Au Naturel Voodoo Gel Stain. It's a water-based stain, and the reason I'm using this one is because this piece will go in Wellness Clinic, 360 Wellness, and I've been doing a lot of work for them and have done some other tables for them, and so this is just going to match everything else. So all the other tabletops are this Au Naturel color, and everything has a touch of gold in the clinic. So we didn't really discuss too much the color. They're actually expanding, and the owner's on vacation, so kind of just taking the lead on this and just doing it in Dixie Belle's Silk Salt Water. So it's a pretty white. Next, I use a very little bit of Dixie Belle mud just to fill in little cracks in the crevices. And then I'm just using, after it's dry, a little bit of sandpaper to just smooth that. And I do a scuff sand all over the entire piece before I paint. The painting begins, and I take the paint the whole way up to the top where the stain is. Not quite the whole way up to the top, because I'm going to use a little bit of gold in there. I do a quick sanding in between coats just to make sure that my table, my surface ends up being super smooth. I use Dixie Belle's Moonshine Metallics in Gold Digger. Such a beautiful color, and I'm just using a small detail brush to go along that edge. And you know, I am being detailed, but this doesn't have to be completely perfect. Understand that it's hand painted, and it gives it that hand painted look when it's not totally perfect. So I don't like to waste my time taping when you can use a detail brush, and I enjoy that kind of detail work. I love using the Moonshine Metallics because every coat just makes it more lustrous. It dries pretty quickly, so I was able to come back in and do a second coat. If you can see on the far left of the screen, I'm doing a little detail in those little, and now I'm on the right, in those little squares on the sides, just to give it a little more interest. But here you can see where there was a second coat and where there was a first coat. Now I'm adding that second coat, and you can just see what a difference and how much more lustrous it becomes with every coat. I love it, so pretty. And here's the finished piece. Very simple, and I hope you can see how easy it is to do a quick makeover on a little table that you might have laying around or find free on Marketplace. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, how about giving it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends? If you haven't subscribed, you'll want to do that so you don't miss anything. Visit us at LaVintageDecor.company, and on Instagram we're LaVintageDecor, and on Facebook we're LaVintageDecor Altoona. Stay well.